How you doing, Raymus? First off, here are your boots. I love this avocado with tobacco. It's my favorite color combination. And that saguaro on there I think is amazing with that red flower. I think they're great looking boots. And you got the lug sole so you can do anything you want with them. Just a reminder that these are built you can work in these, you can hike in these, you can do whatever, you can use them for daily wear, whatever you do. I wanted to take just a few minutes, send this video and show you how to lace them and just a couple other things. So I'm gonna undo them from here. I make the lace extra long, so you have plenty of lace. Don't hesitate to cut it. You may need to cut it after a few wears because the lace will stretch also. So a couple things. The toe box is pretty poofed out. I did a little stretching work. What I have is I have the rounded end of a broomstick. You don't need to bring it to a point like I did, but if you do need to stretch it, and before I come up there again, if you need to do it, you just put that broomstick inside of there and just rub it against the spot that's tight. And often for people, first couple times they wear them, it's going to be in this area right here where the widest part of the foot is. But like I said, I stretched them out a little bit. I think they should be okay. But if you need to stretch them and you want to do it before I get up there next time, then that's how you do it. Pretty straightforward. So when you go to lace them, I'm going to put this little piece of pool noodle in there. It gives it a little, almost like there's a leg in there. So first thing you want to do, especially when you first few times you wear them, there's a tendency to want to pull up on the lace like this, and that's not effective for what we're trying to do. You want to pull the lace forward towards the front of the boot, and what that does is it pulls the heel forward. It pushes the foot into the front part of the toe box to help stretch that out, and then you're sitting properly on the shape of the foot, which I built the boot around the shape of your foot. So first few times you do it, and also if maybe this isn't quite popped out, don't hesitate to pull it forward, give it a little cinch, and then lace it like that the rest of the way. After you do the first button, there's a tendency to want to lace it tight. That's up to you. It's personal preference. You can lace it as loose or as tight as you want. Thing to keep in mind is this is the tongue, this part of it. So as you're lacing it, you can just wrap that and push that around and just kind of train the leather. This is training the leather is what we're doing when first few times we're wearing them. So it went over the top of the button, and what that does is it makes an X right here. So out of here, into this one, you pull up that slack, you go over. Once again, you go over the top of that button. The buttons are pretty tight. They loosen up as I use a thick, heavy wax thread. They loosen up as you lace them a little more, or as you wear them and lace them more often. And again, made an X, went over the top of the button. One more time, going over the top of the button, pulling the slack here. And then when we get to here, same thing, going over the top of the button. And then what we do is, right, let me get this hand out of the way. So we make a hole right there with this, and we bring that through and pull it, and that's what makes the bow. And if you grab this part, this is what cinches this knot up. This piece right here cinches that knot up, and then you can pull the extra slack. And then what I tell people is if you can pull it right behind that button, it puts that knot behind the button and it keeps it in place. Rarely do your boots ever come untied, but they do every once in a while, like maybe, I don't know, in the last year with mine 4 or 5 times maybe. But if you lace that, get that knot, cinch that knot up right behind that button, it keeps it in place, keeps it out of the way. Again, feel free to cut that. So let's do that one more time. So it's just a slip knot. I think it's called a half hitch, but I'm not sure. And then when you unlace them, taking them off, all you do is do one of those. So again, we'll start at the beginning. Pull it forward towards the front of the toe, towards the front of the foot. once they get loosened up and once they feel comfortable and you feel like they're good to go, then you lace them up that section to your personal preference. In the beginning, I like to tell people, because what we need to do is make sure that that heel is pushed forward and it's sitting properly on the platform of the footbed, and then it's a much better fit. It feels better. The leather wears better. Again, over the top of the button, made the X. When it's on a real foot and you're doing it by yourself, it's easier to get behind those buttons. Over the top of the button, pull up your slack, make the X. Over the top of the button, pull up your slack, make the X. Over the top of the button, and again, you have this here, you've created this hole. You pull that lace through that hole, making the bow, pulling in your slack, and if you can, it doesn't matter. That's how my teacher showed me when I bought my first pair of boots. That's how they showed me, and that's how I started doing it, and it works pretty well. So getting that knot behind that button, it all holds it all in place. There you go. Once again, I appreciate you buying a pair of boots for me. Help support my family, help support my art and my love. I will see you next time I'm up there at the truck stop. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out and call me. Thanks, bye.